I'm doing if I need you.
Okay.
Would keep the surprise even more surprise.
Your hair's in a tight bun, right? All the time.
Yeah.
What if you were to fix your hair?
Yeah. Just I won't touch my hair
Yeah.
until I need you.
Yeah. Otherwise, if
Also,
you get in a battle stance, I'm also going to take that as it's go time.
Gotcha.
I don't know that it's going to end up being 3-on-1. It's probably more like 2.5, if I'm being honest. I don't. What am I going to bring to this?
Moral support.
Okay.
Knowledge of what we're seeing. Okay. Knowledge of those bodies. Like, first off, why are those bodies not turned? Like, why were they not collected?
Right. That was my next question to you was, I don't know that this is the best choice of action, knowing that I don't think that we should. If I can get somewhere safe, I can provide medical expertise should the event someone get hurt. But I don't know that I can do much more than that, but I will try.
Well, let me stay by you and protect you. And Murph or Ruby will go and we'll watch her on the drone.
We got this.
Okay.
It'll be all right.
Let's do it.
We've been a team for so many years.
Enough to raise a kid.
More than enough battles in that.
That's right.
Ruby starts her saunter over to this monk-clothed individual.
Yeah, this individual does not turn around, despite like the obvious noise. They continue to whisper something, though it's hard to tell what it is.
Excuse me. Wondering what happened around here.
She gets up and turns around. You realize that looking at her close up, that her mouth is, for the most part, sewn shut. She makes a few signs with her hands, and then pauses to look at you.
Does she look like a construct? Or just
no, she doesn't have a boiler or anything like that. Just looks like a regular person-ish. I mean, her face is pale, clearly starving, and you kind of see the signs of malnutrition. The rest of her is covered up, though.
I'm sorry, I don't sign.
And we can see this through the drone, or at least Jessica can, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, I would have I would show.
Okay.
I would show you, Murph.
I'm gonna ask. How is she? Is she signing frantically? Is she signing calmly?
Pretty calmly, yeah. She doesn't seem to be afraid.
Do you write?
She nods and extends her hand to kind of take yours.
She Ruby kind of looks her over and then gives her a soft smile, a charming smile. I'd like to stay out in the open. Lots of opportunities to get accosted inside. You understand, right? I've been out here a long time. She kind of gestures to her face.
She points at the farmhouse behind you and kind of goes,
I'll follow you, but will you bring it out? Gotcha. Ruby takes her hand.
all right. You guys see these two coming back onto the main road, heading towards the wee little farmhouse, hand in hand.
Oh, I'm absolutely like I have like bad allergies, so I will scratch my head. I'm not motioning in character. I will let you know.
I figured you would say something because I was like,
no, I'm I have really like sensitive skin. It itches constantly.
Oh no.
So Ruby follows and just silently, just doesn't speak, because what is she gonna say at this point? But she waits outside. So she gives a good 10-foot like buffer when she lets go and nods and smiles at the monk.
Yeah. She goes inside and you hear a couple of items moving. And then she brings out a few pieces of paper. They're torn, and it looks like at one point in time, maybe it was, or at least some of it was used as toilet paper. But nonetheless, she brings it out and kind of wipes some of it onto the ground before biting her right pointer finger and starting to write in blood.
Yikes.
She writes Emma and points at herself.
Emma. Lovely name. Nice to meet you. I'm Ruby, Corporal Rogers. What happened here, Emma? I saw some of my people strung up, dead. I mean, what were you all attacked recently?
She shakes her head. Kind of points in one direction, giving a thumbs up, and then the other, another direction, thumbs down.
Dangerous that way, safe that way. Gotcha. I'm looking for someone. My daughter. Red-haired. She had armor like me. Have you seen anyone like that?
She nods and pulls out a piece of paper from her robe, and you see that it has kind of like this charcoal art piece on it, kind of hastily drawn, and you see Ginger and the monk, as well as a few other techno fonts drawn into this piece of paper.
So she came through. Question, do we know where she is right now? Were we able to like contact her?
No, you haven't had any contact since that brief interaction in the elevator. So far, you've just been following a signal.
Which way did she go? The dangerous way or the safe way?
She shakes her head, kind of shrugs.
Sorry to hear it. If you met my daughter, You might be one of the last people who saw her. I don't know where she is. And my wives and I, we thought she was dead. They brought us her box. She points to her own box. Her own, like, coffin thing that she carries. I thought I lost her, and then we heard her voice. Anything else that might be helpful?
She nods and kind of goes back to the farmhouse and beckons you to come inside.
She, Ruby looks around quickly to make sure there's, like, nothing moving. There's nobody around before she nods and steps inside.
How about the other two?
Do we see anything else around? Because we're higher up, right? So, like, we're higher up. What do we see?
Looking around.
Can I perceive anything?
Yeah,
You
can we, like,
see-
perception some stuff?
Like, how do I get that?
Yeah, everyone can give me a play of perception. You just need one success.
Oh, I got this.
And it has to equal 8, so I can. And I am trained
Or
in it.
shoot success.
I am also trained in it, and I get one extra to the card, one extra point.
Nice.
Yes. So, regardless of suit. So, I am going to. Boop. So we'll get our success. Don't worry about it. Save those, Murph.
Okay.
Do we each have to success, or...
Do we each have to? Oh God, Murphy's gonna die.
I mean, for those who don't, just deal with the anxiety of never really knowing.
Okay. Okay. I mean, I live in a constant state of anxiety.
Par for the course.
Yeah. Murph and Jessica are just back to like, who showed her mouth shut? Why is it showed? Why aren't they getting the bodies? Where is she going?
The only thing that is of interest that's going on, other than the looming trees that surround you, great and tall, and kind of putting their shade upon the whole of this small little farming community, you notice that this Emma walks with a slight limp. Yeah, and that's it. Everything's okay.
I don't know. Would that mean anything to Jessica? I'm gonna ask for
the limp. Yeah, I mean Ruby would see that limp, so that's not something we need to mention. But yeah, what is that? What's that mean, Murph? What's up with her feet? Why are her legs weird?
She may not be weird. She may be injured.
Could we see? Is she wearing like pants or something? Like, could you
monk robe?
Oh, that's right.
The monk robes kind of drag on the ground.
That's right. We wouldn't know.
Does it look too big for her? Like she's not supposed to be wearing it?
Yeah.
Murph doesn't trust nobody. She killed a monk and stole their clothes.
I mean,
yeah. As they walk towards, it looks like Ruby's gonna go in. Jessica's gonna lower, or I'm gonna lower the drone and kind of follow behind him, unless there's a door that's gonna stop her.
No. There's pretty much no doors that are left. Everything's just kind of molded up and cracked and torn apart. Emma goes into the house and you kind of... It looks like someone has made a honest attempt to try to make this look like a family home. Like the kitchen is organized despite like the cupboards being rotted, flies circling the drain. The TV is cracked and shattered, two antennae just kind of sticking out of it. But in the TV, there are an assortment of pictures, the same sort of like art pictures of different scenes and such. She goes upstairs, kind of hopping over one of the steps as it's missing, and you could kind of see like a wet, flooded basement below the stairs.
I'm gonna take a peek at those pictures that are hanging up on that TV.
You see like this beautiful little family, mom and dad, child, son behind them. You kind of move to the next one, and you see a playground. Another one is added to the picture. So it looks like at one point in time, there might have even been a family with several children here. And it's just kind of like someone trying to create scene by scene, we'll say sitcom-esque family affair.
Family's the same in every picture. I'm not there. Crap. God dang it.
So, she kind of, after inspecting these pictures and just kind of writing them off as like maybe interesting but not important to her right now, ever the focused individual, I suppose, she turns and surveys up where Emma went. And just kind of waits. She's trying to be a thoughtful house guest and not intrude where she's not asked to follow.
Yeah. You see her poke her head out, and she beckons you with a finger.
Okay. And as she's walking up the stairs, she says, "Emma, your mouth. I know someone who might be able to help you with that if it's something that bothers you, or you wear monk's robes, so maybe it's something to do with your religion. I would hate to offend, but..." And she's just kind of like rattling off as she's talking, but she's starting to get a little nervous. Like, it's quiet in here. Like, she's going in a place she has no backup. She doesn't want to risk her wives coming in unnecessarily. So she's just like kind of prattling on as she walks up the stairs, which is not a very Ruby move, but...
How about the other two? Are you staying outside alone on the street?
I want to go in.
All right.
She's in there. There's no easy escape. My signal's getting shitty. Like, I don't know what's going on in there. They're going to a secondary location. Like, that's bad news. Ruby always told us no secondary locations.
It's true. Okay. Murph will walk up, but she will suggest like telling Ruby that we're coming so that we don't like startle the lady. Knock on the door. Something like door frame, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna have oh, okay. Jessica's like, okay, trying to remember all the like soldier lingo that Ruby would talk about, and because it was always just so hot, and she just never remembered it exactly, and so she's like, okay, this one time she was saying this thing, okay, so she's like, all right, she gets on the little voice changer thing and goes, Oscar Mike, and then the drone starts to set down. Like, and then Murph, are you wearing any armor?
No. I don't know. Should I be?
Well, I just want to check. Because Kelly doesn't know. Jessica would know. Jessica takes off her black rubber guard and puts it on you. This is to protect you. You're very scared, and it's all warm from me. So maybe my warmth can give you warmth. Let's go.
Okay.
Let's go get our wife and our daughter.
Just so we're clear, Mitch, I am not wearing the Citadel apron right now. Especially after seeing what happened
That
to the
shit is
last
like
person
tucked
wearing
in
one.
somewhere.
Yeah, Murph, why don't you give me a firmness?
Crap.
One consequence. This will be a great time for you to take your pills. So the firmness roll is to resist taking it, if you want to resist.
I don't. I'm literally a scared mess. I would do anything to not be here right now. Like, realistically, I would like to be anywhere but right here in this situation. I really love my wives, all right? And I really want to see my daughter. And that's literally all I've got.
Perfect. All right. Roll a resistance. It's one consequence right now.
How do I do that?
Resistance is steel.
Okay.
He said roll, but I think he means cards.
That's fine.
You can roll a card.
You can. It's fine. I know what you mean. All right.
Throw cards at you.
And I have to. Okay. So I can just.
You could just deal with the consequence if you want.
And to resist it, I have to do 8, or I have to be. It has to be a suit, a card of that suit. Correct? Just a card. It can be any card.
Correct.
Okay.
Yay.
All right, perfect.
Is it perfect? This doesn't feel perfect.
It is
No,
okay.
Yeah, it is fine.
This is fine. This is
You,
fine.
you feel the pill slipping down your tongue and into your neck, kind of like clinging to the side of it. And as you swallow, you notice a string of birds several meters out into the woods have kind of burst from the tree line into the sky.
Okay, that's not ominous. Mm-hmm.
Was it in the dangerous direction, birds? Okay. Are you gonna mention that?
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, hey, so there's birds in the sky that weren't there. It's been awfully quiet, right? This isn't good, right? And
I
I'm
also
like,
see these birds.
if I
By
point them
now,
out?
they've kind of scattered to another location, so you don't really see anything. And who knows, right? Murphy is anxious. She's in a different location. You know, she doesn't really handle stuff well. And of course, she's been hiding things, at least a little bit of shame concerning her work. Who knows? For Ruby, Emma, you can, once you get up the stairs, the left door is closed, the right one is opened, and you see Emma kneeling before a bed, kind of part of its stuffing littered on the ground, and there's two almost mummified people on the bed, each one with their hands crossed, flowers, fresh flowers in their hands. The flowers are peculiar. They are bloody doll eyes. And for people who don't know, that is an actual flower that looks like a doll's eye. But they're pretty in their own way. And Emma is kneeling before the two figures and kind of pets the head of one of them. A couple of bugs scurry out of its nose and underneath the mattress as she does.
I think Ruby slides as far as she can away from that closed door into the room where Emma is, and then views the scene. She's trying to do the like room clearing thing, which is like second nature to her to clear a room as soon as she comes into it. So she's got her periphery on that closed door because again, she does not want to startle Emma because that could make a situation a lot worse. And so she does a quick sweep of the room and then focuses in on these mummified like corpses, and then lets out a sigh and then steps around Emma, trying to step so that she can still see that closed door. Because in her mind, that's her biggest threat at this point is any closed door. Anything she doesn't know what's on the other side of it. And she looks down at the corpses and looks at Emma and says, "Was this your family?"
She nods.
I'm sorry.
Places her lips against the cheek of one of the dead figures.
Is this who you were digging that grave for? No. You want to keep them here with you? I understand. She very much is playing it cool because this is not hygienic. It probably stinks, and it's probably disgusting to her. It's definitely disgusting to her, but she's trying to be understanding of someone who lives outside the city walls, who's not used to a certain level of living that maybe she is, despite her also being around dead bodies all of the time because of constructs. So this is where her head is at. She's trying to keep her attention on that door, but she's also trying to give Emma the care at this point that she deserves. So she's like, I understand. Family's hard to lose.
And she motions to them again.
Oh, they're sleeping? Resting.
She pulls out from like the nearby nightstand, like this kind of tubular orange pill bottle, and she points at you and then to it, and then motions to her mouth.
You want me to take it and go to sleep like them? You want to go to sleep like them. Emma, some people believe that if you go to sleep like they are, that you'll see them on the other side. There's a lot worth living for, Emma. Despite this horrible world. They're sleeping and physically they're here with you. But whatever is underneath, they're who they were. It's dormant. It's gone while they sleep. And they will sleep. Forever. They loved you, didn't they? And they would want you to live your life and not sleep like them. I know because, well, I thought my daughter was asleep like that. And I thought I was going to lose my mind. Do what you want, Emma, but it's not worth it.
You can see a little bit of tears rolling down her eyes as on her knees she kind of shuffles forth and almost like begging to a lord, touches your ankle and kind of holds up this empty pill bottle towards you.
She reaches down and says, "You can have it back, but can I take a look?"
She nods.
She picks it up and looks at it.
Yeah, it's just sleeping pills. I mean, obviously enough would put anyone to sleep for a very, very long time. But it's empty and old.
This Emma. And she kind of like, she's on the ground in front of her, so she kind of like kneels down on the ground in front of her, putting herself in a totally vulnerable position and knowing it's a terrible idea. But she like kneels down and takes Emma's hands in her own and looks her in the face. I'm sorry. You deserve better.
Give me a play of perception.
I perceive. Okay, I'm skilled in this. So it is clubs. Yeah. I have no clubs. So I'm glad I'm skilled because I need to succeed.
Yes. Yeah.
Perceive, Ruby, perceive.
Underneath the robe, you can kind of see the small of her neck and a little bit of her shoulder. There are grotesque scars.
Seems like you deserved a lot better than this. She like takes one hand and not in it, hopefully not in a creepy way, but she like pulls a little bit on the robe to see.
Yeah. You see carved into her scars that look like bite marks with numbers next to them carved into her flesh, going, you see like a 20, a 30, a 40, each one next to this kind of septic looking wound as it's trying to heal itself, but malnutrition and scar tissue don't really go well together, and the body's doing its best, but yeah.
Emma, my wife can help with this. Will you let us help you?
She points to the pills and nods.
I don't know that we can get you more of those. That's pretty final. It might be the last choice you ever make. I would never tell someone. In this world, we've all thought about it. It's been a lot of nights before I met my wives where I found myself at the bottom of a bottle. Listen, come with us. There's a whole world outside of this. And she like reaches up and like puts a hand on her face and like rubs the corner of the stitch on her lower lip.
She kind of like she reflexively kind of shudders. On that piece of paper, as she shakes her head, she writes broken.
There was a time when I felt broken too. Many times. And I've come back every time. I know you can too. If you've been through all this, you're stronger than you think.
Go ahead and make a charisma.
I have one card left.
Oh God.
It's exactly what I need.
Nice.
Yes.
The scene is killing me, guys.
She'll nod and stand up. For the two outside, it's just quiet in that house. Just a little bit of creaking from the wind in this old house trying to stay together.
Are we at the door yet?
Yeah, you're at the door.
Okay. So I'm gonna knock on the door frame.
Yeah, Ruby, you hear
gonna be like-
a knock coming from downstairs.
I'm like elbowing Jessica in first. Not in a sacrificial way, okay? It's just in a, like, you're tougher than me. And I'm gonna be like, Corporal.
She looks. She like hears this knocking and her rank being called, and she kind of smirks. That's just one of my wives. Don't worry about it. Is there anything else we should be concerned about in town? Anyone else who might wish us harm before we go?
She kind of shakes her head and looks down.
Great. For what it's worth, you're going to love them both. They're wonderful. And she like leads her down the stairs. She keeps her eye on that closed door as she rounds the corner, but once she starts to get down the stairs, she just lets Emma behind her to kind of be her.
Since you don't have any cards, correct?
No, I'm out. I don't know what to do.
All right. You can play in the dark. This is a perception as you move by the door. So you just play the top card that you have right there. And we'll see if it's something wonderful.
Oh, shut the front door, literally.
I'm using up all my luck. I'm going to be using up all my luck for the rest of the year on this game. This one game.
You hear the dangling of chains as well as the smell of blood.
She stops. Emma, sweetheart, what's behind that door?
She tries to move past you down the stairs.
Move faster, move faster, move faster.
Emma, my job is protection. My job is taking care of people. I have to open that door.
She nods and continues to try to move past you down the stairs.
Hey, loves.
Corporal, Ruby.
Emma's coming down the stairs. Just keep her around here, all right? I just don't want her to...
Gently?
Gently, of course. Emma's our guest.
Okay.
And the way you can tell by the lilt of her voice that, like, she's not panicked, but she's got concern.
Gotcha. Okay. I know that voice. She's done that before when Ginger was on the balcony and she didn't want to scare her to get off the edge. So she's very okay. As Emma comes down, I'm gonna take her and I'm gonna grab her hand, assuming that she doesn't, shrink back, and be like, "Hey, this situation, you want some help with that?" And then kind of scoot her off to the,
And I am literally, as you are doing that in the same exact emotion, I am like, "Hey, Corporal Rogers, birds on the tree line moving, probably movement towards us. I don't feel great."
Gotcha.
What are you?
10-4.
What's going on?
Roger that.
I'm gonna grab Alita. Put her on the charger.
Ruby's got her weapon ready, and she looks at the door and thinks about busting it in, but then thinks, no, that might upset the situation. So she slowly reaches forward and tries to open it.
Yeah, it's unlocked.
Oh God.
She swings it open. She swings it open fast enough that she can get her gun in the room to clear it as soon as possible.
The room smells, and the moment you open it, like a couple of flies burst from it. The first thing you notice that there are scratch marks on the wooden floor, as if someone was dragged towards these chains, which have been attached to the house itself. 4 of them. It looks like it was meant to kind of spread a person out, like you would fish. To the left, there's a table with a hacksaw, various equipment pieces that you recognize from Dr. Murphy's office. Syringes, as well as a couple of bottles. There is a bunk bed, torn and moldy on the side of it. Doesn't look like there's any other way in or out. And on the other side, you realize that there's a padlock that can be attached to it. The scratches on the ground are old and some are new. Etched into them are lines of red and sometimes kind of greenish white. There's a couple of teeth in the corner, and definitely a what looks like a very large piece of fabric, like skin tanned and made into what looks like a little scarf.
So does it look like one person resided in this room? Or was
This looks like a torture room. From the blood-stained feet, you can tell that a couple of people were in here.
Okay.
Last it was opened.
But there's no, I mean, obviously there's no sign of anybody in here.
Nope. No sign whatsoever.
I think because there's equipment of some kind, Ruby's gonna step in and give it a deeper look.
The thing I think that might scare you the most is you see a bullet cartridge on the ground. Guns aren't used nowadays. They're too hard to keep with. So crossbows and all sorts of more archaic weapons are used. So it's pretty horrific when someone has a gun. Furthermore, you see a couple of wires moving towards the closet that were underneath this this little workbench.
Ruby's gonna open that closet. She's walking right into a horror situation, but she's gonna do it because she's a soldier.
Yeah. You see a little crank and a TV, as well as several VHS tapes. They kind of match the numbers that you found on Emma's skin. And there looks to be about 50 of them.
I'm gonna crank it and pop in the first numbered one.
All right, I'm going to need you to make a play. Firmness.
Firmness?
This
Okay.
2 consequences.
I knew it wasn't going to hold up.
One of the consequences, I'm going to let you know a little bit later what that consequence is. For the other one, you were going to take a trauma in flesh.
Okay.
What you see is the worst of humanity. The videotape is horribly processed, but you can still see the screams of Emma. Her body has been cut to shreds. Every bit of her it looks like they have been taking pound from her every year. And then an architect puts her back together again.
No. Ruby is going to grab the TV and fling it onto the ground and start smashing the tapes. Like she's taking the butt of her weapon and just hitting it over and over again and just saying no, 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 no. Like she's freaking the fuck out.
Yeah, you guys hear this from outside, and Emma doesn't look at the direction, almost somber in her quiet reflection.
So Emma doesn't react to this crashing.
More so, Emma reacts in the same way that like a child would when like a parent starts screaming or yelling, just kind of closes in on herself like a wilted flower.
When she does that, how old is Emma? Look.
Like mid-20s.
Okay, so not that far off from Ginger in age. Oh God. Okay. When she does that, when she shrinks in, Jessica just sees her daughter and Emma. And as she starts to shrink in, Jessica's just gonna pull her close, like in a hug. Until she tells her to stop. She's just gonna hold her until Emma starts to like regain her normal composure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think this feels so familiar, and I think now more than ever you understand. There was a time when Ginger came back from one of the patrols, and she had a look like Emma does, not as severe, of course, but something that I feel Ruby would have instantly recognized when like dreams become a reality and the hard cold of truth sets in, and you realize that you're not the hero, but you're just a survivor. In that same way, you probably hug Ginger. And this kind of brings you back to that moment when you could almost smell Ginger in the air.
I'm sure that's a nice reprieve from what I'm actually smelling.
Oh yeah, so go ahead and you can draw 2 cards.
I'm gonna kind of like walk to the edge of the stairs while Jessica's doing that with Emma, and I'm gonna be like, Ruby, are you okay?
Don't come up here. Just stay down there, okay? Everything is... I'm okay.
Doesn't sound like it.
I will be okay.
Okay, that's a more honest answer.
And then once she is done smashing the tapes, she's destroying the room too. She is doing everything she can to break every bit of anything in that room that would be useful to whomever did this.
Mm-hmm.
To send a message. She's trying to send a message. If that person's still alive.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna holler back up, like, I'm really thinking time is of the essence here.
I feel like parts of the house just start caving in on itself. And Ruby, you're a tough cookie. Like you're gonna get scratches and stuff like that, but no actual trauma as like parts of this house like falls to pieces. And when you're done screaming at the world, the debris before you, a couple of like cuts and scratches, a little bit of blood on the ground, definitely probably cracked knuckles. The whole place just, it's still.
She walks around the corner swaying a bit, almost as if she's drunk or something. And you see her eyes are distant as she walks down the stairs step by step, slowly and reserved in a quiet anger that you both know when she's mad, really mad, this is how she acts. And as she steps to the bottom of the stairs and stands in front of Murphy, she says, someone did horrible things to that girl. She says it quietly, so only Murphy can hear it. She'll relay it to Jessica later, but she says, we have to protect her. I saw a tape. And when you get to look at her, I'm quite sure you'll have some idea what was on that fucking tape. She needs us. I don't know who did this to her, but there are 2 nearly mummified corpses up in that other room that not the one I destroyed, the other one. They took sleeping pills.
Imagine, Mitch, we would know that's pretty common that people would do that, right?
What?
Like that people would take their own lives outside of the city.
I mean, it depends. It's the world outside of the walls is so random and chaotic that there is no normal. There's just death and desperation.
Okay. Well, dear, I mean, you've witnessed it more so than I have. Desperate times call for desperate measures. I will gladly help this girl. But does she want to come with us? I mean, you can't make somebody go if they don't want to leave.
She seemed receptive to the idea when I talked to her upstairs. I don't know what kind of shape she's in to come with us. I don't know if she'll slow us down. But I have to hope that if someone found Ginger like that they would do the same thing.
Speaking of Ginger, did I see the drawing of Ginger?
I don't think so. I don't.
Okay. Has she seen her? I mean, are we spinning our wheels here?
She indicated that she had, but she didn't know where she'd gone. After seeing all of this, I think I have more questions for her, but I have to make sure I didn't scare her too much.
Okay. I have a quick question, Marlo. When you took your trauma, what did you take it in?
I took it in flesh.
Good. Okay. Uh, I can I use my ability from my Jack somehow?
Yeah. I mean, it basically be like a mini little therapy session.
Yes. Okay, good. Okay.
So role play on.
Yes.
I will say, kind of, as you guys are in this little farm, you see like a little bluebird on one of the trees, just kind of gazing down at you. Every now and then, flapping its wing and hopping up onto another branch.
But you can.
I was gonna say
Kelly.
yes. I would see that as I am putting butterfly clips in Emma's hair to make her feel pretty.
Yeah, it's tough. You realize that there are patches of hair that are missing, replaced instead with this kind of scarred up tissue, burn marks.
I'll just twist it in just a way you don't even. She doesn't say anything. She just twists it so you like positions your hair so all that is hidden. And then she kind of like takes a piece of metal from maybe and buffs out Alita a little bit and like, look how pretty these are. Aren't they great? Do you like this color? And just asking her all these questions, trying to be just real, take her out of this moment, and just treat her like a person, a normal person.
Yeah, I mean it's a beautiful moment of play pretend. You can see that she's probably doing it more for your benefit than her own, but
She's like, that's all right.
She's like, this person needs help.
They're right. I've literally been put back together multiple times. Like,
yeah, but I'll help you just fine. Jessica's here for it.
Okay.
She loves this play pretend.
I'm going to obviously seeing Ruby so upset, and seeing that maybe the person that went up those stairs is not exactly the same person that came down the stairs. And she's going to grab Ruby's hand, and take, and hold it in her left hand, and then take her right hand and just like rub down her shoulder and down her arm, and just, you can tell me it can't be any worse than what I deal with on a daily basis.
The only difference is she's still alive. They took her apart and they put her back together. They tortured her. It was like a snuff film.
Was it?
I'm not sure we know what a snuff film was.
I'm sure at this point we probably do. I mean, it's the future. History just doesn't erase itself. Like,
I mean, you probably got it from Jessica. Like some VHS tape back
like,
from the junk pile.
And when I hear this, I'm gonna ask, I mean, like a hedge doctor? I mean, what kind of person would do this?
You said it was a what was the term?
Architect.
It was another architect.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
Mitch, would I have any idea that something like this exists? Or like, would there be rumors of this, like, in the Citadel? Okay. Yeah. Like, that's why I'm like, is this something I would maybe know about? And I like lean in, and they took her apart and put her back together, and left her that way? Was she awake? Was she?
Yeah. Yeah, it seemed like she felt everything.
Oh.
What I could see, when we were kneeling on the floor in the room with those corpses, there's a bite mark that looked like it was going septic. And numbers carved into her.
I can't imagine. You don't think that it would be because, like, how many times?
There were a lot of tapes there, Murph.
Oh.
And I only put in one. I don't know if there were other people that they hurt like this. It looked like there might have been.
Oh.
That's why I have questions. You see, she met Ginger. I gotta make sure Ginger didn't.
Oh. And, like, realizing the implications of this, like, Murph is, I mean, the anxiety is, like, shot up to, like, 1 million, but not just that. It is, like, absolute internal panic. And she's going to tell Ruby.
You know what would help with your panic?
Don't do it.
Another little pill
Oh
just to
God.
take the edge off.
Uh-huh.
You
I'm
want
gonna
to take it?
just no, mm-mm. What do
All
I
right, make a
need?
firmness if you don't want to take it.
It's always firmness. I'm about to run out of them.
All right. Yeah, you don't have to take it.
I'm going to tell Ruby as she's kind of shaking this like internal horror off of her, like the things that you have seen are different than the things that I have seen. But the grief, the pain, sadness, it's all very real for everyone. And I can't imagine what she's experienced. But I can tell you that despite how the shiny veneer of the Citadel looks, I am devastated, but some messed up way, I'm not surprised.
I've seen cruelty. I've seen pain and torture, and I've seen my brothers and sisters in arms scooped out of their armor with like a fucking can of tuna with a fucking spoon. I've looked into the eyes of an attacker as they splashed acid on my face. I thought I was dying and my skin was melting off. And look, I've been to the barracks after one of my own decided it was too much. Emma wanted more pills. She wanted to sleep like those two corpses up there. She wants to die. And I can't say that I haven't felt exactly the same way in this world, but look, there's hope for her. And I hope that there's hope for Ginger. And she like grabs Murph and like just like squeezes her and holds her tight.
So, if Mitch is okay with it, you get to heal your flesh trauma.
So I get to heal one trauma?
Yeah.
Okay,
Your
cool.
like flesh trauma, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
How much flesh trauma you got, Marlo?
2.
I know.
Oh my
Okay.
god.
So I don't have a
Now you
negative
have
now.
1.
Okay.
Good. I
Are
was
you
concerned
taking
I'm
that
not
into
strong enough.
yourself?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm going to. What would you like me to mark it as?
Flesh.
Okay.
Yeah, take a trauma in that flesh. As you hug Ruby, you notice on the ground next to the building that that same little bluebird twitching on the ground, a set of red ants flaring and bulging out of its mouth as it stares at you, writhing in pain. And a little bit of that, whatever darkness Ruby saw, you carry on your shoulders as you take that trauma.
After this sort of like poignant moment where like Ruby's voice raised and she lost her composure and she kind of takes this deep breath, feeling like something's left her. Not really realizing maybe that Murphy took it. She gives her one last kiss on the forehead and then turns to Jessica and Emma and walks slowly and calmly. She looks at Emma. Emma, I could have gone the rest of my life and never known what you went through. I'm not sorry. The things that we go through, they change us. That's okay. Because we can change ourselves too. I have a couple questions, and after seeing what you went through, was the red-haired girl in the armor, was she here? Did she experience any of that? Thank God. I'm sorry.
I like see that, and there's like a little bit of like this like wave of relief, as much as relief as Murphy can get. That is like, whew, okay.
So, next question. The person who did this to you, the architect, did they live? If so, where are they?
She kind of beckons you to follow her closer to the woods. And just kind of out of the corner, you see this tree, which has like little ornaments all over it. They look new, kind of carved from wood themselves. Underneath it are pictures, photographs of this family who must have lived here, smiling and holding a small form in between their hands. She points at this tree and then points at the sky as you notice the kind of sun has come back behind white clouds, and a little bit of that snow starts to fall again.
This is where they live? No? She points to the picture. Is that you, Emma? No.
She kind of points to the swing set. And you notice that there are 2 little swings.
A sibling of yours or something? And they're gone? Was that architect doing things to both of you? The same? No. Just you.
And she points at the tree and kind of makes a circular motion.
I don't follow. Emma, this architect, what they did is very far outside the realm of what they're supposed to do. I want to get you help, and I have someone who can help you. This is Murphy. She points. She gestures. I trust her with my life. I also would like you to meet Jessica. I also trust her with my life. And I want you to know that if I had given up when I wanted to go, well, to sleep, like you wanted to, I never would have met them both. I'm a soldier, you know that. And I carry a lot of guilt, a lot of shame. Do you think you can travel with us so we can help you and we can get you out of here? Good.
She'll nod and look at the ground as the snow kind of starts to hold on to the blades of grass.
I want to get this person who did this. I want to hurt them. But I want to take them in for justice. And that's more important. In the Citadel, we have things that we can do, places we can take them. They'll get a trial. Maybe. Or maybe they'll just send them directly into the prisons. But we have options for this, and I want to get this person off of the street. So I need to know where they went.
So we'll end on, or take a break on this moment, but after this play, Dr. Murphy, give me a reasoning play. Just one success is required.
Okay. Uh-oh. Okay. I can't play 2 cards. I can't do anything.
You could always discard a card and play the top card of your deck.
Okay.
So 1 and 4.
Gonna do it.
Yeah, girl.
That's not. I got a 6.
Ooh.
The spades.
Well, it's space. Since it's in gear, I'll give you a little info. that play that you just did. This is this woman before you is broken. The lack of nutrition over the years, the lack of social conversations. You're not an expert by any stretch of the idea, but you can recognize someone who can't really engage with the environment around them as one would expect of their age. You can kind of see that glazed over look that she has every now and then, kind of like the movement of her eyes that yeah. With that, she points to the safety, looks down at her wrapped feet, shivers a little bit, and that's where we'll take a break.
Woof. All right. So 10 minutes of emotional reprieve. Someone go find your closest teddy bear and squeeze them tight.
The softest blanket.
Yes. Cry your quickest tears for 10 minutes.
Oh, I got it. Yeah, every time right
There
here.
we go.
Oh.
Oh, why does it have white
So-
teeth? Oh my
It's so
God.
terrifying. I love it.
So at why do you both have it?
It's an
My
alien
wife's
skull.
living room.
I was
know.
gonna say,
feel-
why is Marlo's an alien skull? I don't have that stuff, guys. So at 30 minutes past 9:30, 10:30, wherever you're at, we will be back.
I'm not exactly sure how I died. That memory was taken from me. The scientists at the Citadel tell me that I wasn't that decomposed. The animals hadn't gotten to me yet. I don't know what happened. Did I starve to death? Was I shot? I really don't know. Did I have a family? Friends? A job? Was I happy? I wish I could tell you if there was something after. But like everything, I don't know. I don't remember. But now I have a purpose. I have a job. They've given me something to do. You've given me something to do.
God damn. And we're back. I just love that ad. It's so good. Dun it. Dun it. We last left our heroes on this loving, picturesque day, freshly fallen snow,
Yeah.
with our
Yeah,
charming characters around us.
Yes, the dead
Christmas
bluebird.
is soon upon us. The joy of the new year. All sorts of holiday fun. Yeah, people come for the laughs, but we stay for the love.
Is that what we're offering up?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, just love.
Well, all right, let's get back in it, y'all.
All right. So you guys heading into the woods?
Is Emma coming with us?
Yeah. And
I would like a moment to like kind of like give her the one over like medically. Like I mean, obviously I can't do much as far as like, but I'm sure like in my med bag I have some like mediocre pain meds, that
Oh yeah,
type of thing.
you as an architect, you have the means and the ability to keep someone alive long past the time when they wish for death. That is your
Okay, great.
specialty.
But yes, that is what I mean. I'd like to, like if she wants me to undo her mouth, I will gladly do that gently. I would, obviously with care and dexterity.
All right. Go ahead and make that play.
Ah,
You said it. You did it. You did it.
gosh, I know, and I have none of them. All right, hold on here. All right, all right, all right, all right. Yeah, okay. Because I'm trained in it.
Nice.
Excellent. All right. Um, she's bad. Like you see the scars. Some of them, the latest one, is around her stomach, not too far off the date of probably happened like a couple days ago.
Oh, okay.
The carved marks are still fresh, and there is definitely infection.
Okay.
So you can kind of treat some of the infection and such. The malnourishment is just something that will take a couple of months to deal with. Lack of sleep, exhaustion. Um, her body, if she was left to her own devices, she probably would have died a long time ago. But it looks like whoever's been patching her up kind of gives enough of a boost to get to the next year, um, as she is, before doing it all over again.
Um,
Um,
okay.
and some of the body parts aren't hers either. Um, Definitely the hand, parts of the skin are already decomposed, and from another body.
Um, so as I'm doing this, I would just like to, make small talk in the best way possible, asking her about her body parts. I'm gonna ask. I just want to know, like, I want confirmation on like the numbers. Like, is this how many times that they did it? Like, is this that makes sense? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um, I mean, just looking at the scars and the numbers, at least for the last like
Like, how
maybe
long?
6 years,
Okay,
several
cool.
times a year for a total of about 35, 30. Um,
I'm gonna ask her, are we safe here? Because she's gonna know more and better than anyone else.
she kind of places a finger on the string wrapped around her lips, um, and kind of under her breath, you can kind of hear a little semblance of words. Um, and she says, "You sew your mouth shut so that you're not in danger anymore."
Are we all together? Like, am I hearing this? Okay.
Yeah, you probably didn't hear that just because it was so like low, but you could definitely tell like something was whispered to the dear doctor.
Um, do they? Did did you do that? Or did they do that?
She points at herself.
Do you want us to undo that? Oh.
She shivers at the thought.
I have pain medication that can numb that, if that is something that you would want if you were anxious because of the pain, the memories of the pain.
I think you would, before you say, I think you would know that from the scar tissue and the way the wounds were made, she was writhing in pain. So she's never been given pain medication before. So it kind of stands to reason that like taking out these threads would not be anything compared to that. So it must be something deeper.
That's okay. I understand. I can promise you I'm not like whoever did this to you.
Yeah, like who do you know who did this to you? Do you know the person's name? Was it a Did the person look like old or young? They look old.
Did I see them in the video?
Oh.
You saw figures, but like all of the candles were around her. And so they were all just kind of black silhouettes in this crappy camera.
I'm having trouble remembering. Mitch, did she say we were safe here?
She didn't really
didn't.
reply.
Yeah, if you sew your mouth shut.
Yeah, if you do that.
I'm gonna ask quietly as I'm gonna like kind of like mimic that I'm like examining her, and I am gonna ask her if she wants to come with us, because it's obvious that we need to leave, and we need to leave soon.
She nods and looks down. Doesn't really seem like she cares or sees this as like a saving moment.
A saving moment.
Yeah, it's just she goes where people move her.
And I say, it seems that it's not something you understand, but you do have a choice.
If you come with us, the architect won't be able to get you. So it would stop.
She points at Murphy and then at herself.
Not from her. She's not going to do anything. She's only going to help you. She's not like that.
And I look at Ruby. You did tell us about the sleeping pills, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna ask for the bottle, and I would like to like examine it and kind of like look over it.
Yeah, it's definitely like from the days before, something that Jessica might have found in the grave or in the junkyard.
In the grave.
I'm a trash panda, not a graveyard like gremlin. Thank you.
I mean, the junkyard is kind of like a graveyard of humanity in the past.
But not humans.
This is true. This is true.
I draw a line. Thank you.
I am okay. I'm gonna I'm obviously gonna know what this is, what it was used for.
Yeah,
and
it's sleeping pills.
Mhm.
Pretty strong ones. And of course, there's like a warning label on the back that's like,
Yeah.
don't take over these. But it's empty.
So she couldn't do
Um,
anything with them if she wanted to because there's nothing there.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna ask her if I'm gonna be like, can I have this? I understand. I'm gonna look at Jessica and Ruby and I'm gonna be like, we need to make a decision.
She just reminds me so much, like she's the same age, right, as Ginger, and so like I can't. It just feels like I'm leaving Ginger, and if someone, I want her to come with us, but I don't know if that's fair.
Well, I'm gonna be really blunt with you. I don't know that it's possible.
And that she would die if she came with us.
Yeah, she's I'm going to tell you we need to go soon. These there are scars on her that are recent. This happened recently. Like,
Okay. Okay. Um. Okay, let me at least make her a makeshift shelter. If we're not going to take her with us, we got to make a makeshift shelter.
We've got to kill the architect. We can't leave her without doing that.
I mean, what are we going to wait? I mean,
Wait.
we going to sit in the shadows? I mean, Ruby, that's something that's possible for you. That's not something that's possible for me.
I'm going to look at Emma and ask, the architect who did this, is that the one hanging over there? Who did that? Who put that person up there? Was that you? Was that the other architect? Oh God. A new baddie enters the scene. Okay.
And I'm going to look at Emma and I'm going to say, the ones that were strangled with barbed wire, why have they not been picked up? And were those the ones that did this to you? Okay, even better. Okay, all right.
If we don't do something about the architect, he'll just come back and do it to her again and again and again, and he'll get someone else. Even if we take her, he'll get someone else.
You said that Mitch? You said Emma is pretty frail, right, from malnutrition?
Oh yeah.
So I could pick her up.
Yeah.
Okay. So okay, Jess. All right. Jess is gonna like squat down and motion for her to like hop on her back. And then if she doesn't, Jess is just gonna crab walk back to her and just like
she'll
pick her up.
slump over you like she's about 60 pounds, so
Jesus. Okay. All right. Let's go. Let's get out of here. We got to get out of here. We can't leave her here. The architect's going to get her. We can't stay because it's dangerous. So, and she was the last one that we know that saw Ginger.
Yeah, but
So, what are you thinking?
if we don't do something about that architect, if we don't find them, if we don't...
So you want to stay here and wait for them to come back?
Well, she said they were like through the forest, right? Like they were that direction.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Didn't she?
Birds.
Am I misremembering that?
Birds. Like when is that what was said, Mitch?
She pointed in the same
Okay.
direction that
That was like the
the
thumbs down area, correct?
no, the thumbs up.
Mm.
Okay. Um,
So do you want to leave her here and we go and get the architect? Is that what you're thinking?
I don't know what the answer is. I don't want her to leave my side.
Well, then let's go. And we don't know which way Ginger went. So she may have gone that way.
Yeah. And if she saw her,
Okay.
maybe the architect saw her.
Mm-hmm.
Emma, the red, and I kind of pull at my own hair. The red-haired soldier, was she with this architect? Okay.
Oh, shit.
Did she go with the architect, or was the architect with her when she came?
One or two. Together.
Together. Was she protecting the architect?
Oh, fuck.
Did she see the architect do these things to you? Okay.
Do you think she knew?
No, there's no way that our girl, someone we raised, would knowingly protect a monster. She better not have knowingly protected a monster.
Murph glances at Ruby, knowing how this dynamic kind of works, and says, orders are orders sometimes, though.
Orders are orders sometime.
I'm going to look at Emma and I'm going to say, I don't think that she's going to last if we leave and take her. Essentially, you have to imagine that we would be reintroducing food to her in some way that she can actually ingest it. We do not have the means to do this. We don't. And this is purely speaking from a medical standpoint. Nothing else.
What chance does she have if we leave her?
Maybe we go in the woods then. If Ginger is with this, and I'm gonna throw architect. I can't imagine that the title of soldier or technophist would protect her long term. So I do think that we would have to get her out. And if she knew what was going on, we have to deal with that as well.
I think Ruby is leading the charge through the walk in the woods. I'm trying to watch out for traps or anything like that because this is a fucking architect.
So yeah. Before we leave, I would like to get in my bag of tricks and pull out, and I would like to oh, this sucks. Okay.
What would you like to do?
Hold on. Can we first off, before we leave, can we take a deep breath?
And redraw some cards? Yeah, that'd be great.
Like, can we do that?
If you stay here for some time, or you can do it while walking. Which do you prefer?
How late in the day is
How
it?
long? Yeah, like how long is staying here?
It's like afternoon. I mean,
Are we taking like
I guess
an hour
it'll
or two?
it depends. Like how do you think it would? How long do you think it would be to kind of shake off what just happened, to relax enough to kind of regain some of your oomph for the day?
Well, half as long as normal because I would bust out some sweet beats.
Ooh. Like
Some
like food?
nope. Some get up and go music. Ain't no beats here.
I would attempt to cook something for sure. Like um something that essentially that we could get also and share with Emma, obviously knowing that she is as sick as she is.
A ration.
Very,
Mhm.
very small. It probably like a 16th of a ration since she's malnourished,
Right.
you know? And I think Ruby would spend her time trying to like find little games or something to play with Emma to kind of
Oh
just
yeah.
keep her, just interact with her and see like, is she capable of using a weapon? Yes, she's doing like, yes, she's playing games, but she's trying to like see like, can she swing a stick? Can she, make motions with her hands quick enough to stab? Like, what can I give her to help her defend herself if I have to leave her behind?
Yeah,
Like,
it's she can swing a stick, but the amount of strength exerted would probably inconvenience Dr. Murphy, but that's about it.
It's okay.
I think Ruby is trying to make it fun. Like, she's like laughing with her, like trying to laugh and like show her things, and then when she does something that's kind of silly, she'll do something silly. Like it's a very Ruby that I don't think that the other two have seen in a long time, maybe since Ginger was little, where like because it's just this sort of it's this part of Ruby that almost nobody sees, and neither of y'all really saw it that much. And you would see it occasionally when she's just goofing around or whatever, but like it was something that like this is something she reserved for the two of you and for Ginger. It's the only face, the only people who saw that face of her.
No.
You guys can take that breath.
No.
Yes.
How many did we draw?
Draw up to 6?
Up to your hand, yeah. Up to your hand.
Up to 6. Okay. All right.
Terrible. It's fine. It's not fine.
It was, in fact, not fine.
Okay. So as you guys were kind of like playing and stuff like that, and like as things have settled down, and as you guys are like taking another break, like she looks like she goes down for a nap. Her eyes closed, huddled up against the ground. She just looks so still, so quiet, so small in the face of everything.
I'm braiding her a friendship bracelet. And just looking at her and being like, what colors speak, Emma, to me?
She doesn't wake up.
Fuck.
So she's like, just as we're getting ready to leave, like laid down and fallen asleep.
When she goes to lay, like at this time, like when she was like going to lay down, Murphy, kind of walks over to her, and has like this really like tender moment, and you guys can't hear what she says, but she kind of just leans in and like, brushes like her wispy hair to the side that's not, that's kind of fallen down out of the clippies, and she says something to her and then just kind of like rubs her shoulder, just like gently, very motherly. Um and and this was before she like lays down to fall asleep.
Ruby looks at this and then looks back at the others and is like, if we have to leave her, she at least needs to be inside so she doesn't get more injured. If she thinks she's safe, she might be. Take her back in the farmhouse. Light a fire in the fireplace. And come back for her after we take care of this architect.
Okay, Jess is gonna put the friendship bracelet on that she's been making for her. Does the body feel cold?
I mean, it's still warm.
Cool.
But yeah, the temperature is dropping.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Murphy, you're dealing with two consequences here.
I knew it.
No.
Okay.
One of them will be trauma in flesh.
Hmm.
The other will be...
Oh, hey, I drew it, my king.
No.
Oh
no.
I was like looking down. I'm like, oh yeah, crap.
Oh, what's your king?
Okay. It is so. Merv has like major depressive disorder as well as like borderline personality disorder and disassociation disorder. She's got lots of things going on. She does really well. They're controlled with meds a lot of times, but
When they're not.
when they're not. You're gonna have too much fun for this. Please be nice. Please, God, don't kill me. Like,
Look,
don't ruin my marriages. Like,
I don't make the choice. You make.
you
the
already took my daughter.
Yeah, I'm running out of family. You better stop this.
Do you take the trauma in the suit right now, or is this scene about to get very unpleasant based on your depression?
What's the suit in?
I took it as a heart, but we can change that whatever you feel like.
Nope, heart sounds good to me.
Yeah, I knew it would.
Don't you already have like a trauma in flesh?
Yes.
So,
Okay.
which would you prefer?
And how do I not take this?
If you don't want the trauma, then this scene is going to get very tough for you, and you know why.
Do it. Don't take the trauma. Make it tough. We'll all deal with it.
Okay, I'm gonna make it tough. Oh God. Okay.
We got it.
We got it.
All right.
We'll be fine.
What do I get rid of this?
Yeah, just
Discard.
Pop it. Yeah, discard it and draw another card.
Okay.
You've
Cool,
dealt
cool,
with
cool,
it.
cool.
It will forever ring in your head.
I figured as
Oh my
much.
God.
All right.
Oh my god.
This is gonna be rough.
You know that weird like dissociation where like you feel like something is the appropriate thing to say, but obviously with context and empathy, it's not.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you go ahead and say something?
Oh God. Do I know that she is not alive
Yes.
at this point? Okay. I. It's gonna be the wrong thing to say, I assure you. Um, I'm gonna I'm gonna look at Jessica's face as she's realizing what has happened, and I'm just gonna be like, and look over at Ruby, which I imagine she may not be paying attention entirely, but I'm gonna say, trauma isn't just the bad things that happen. It's also the good things that didn't happen either.
Oh, okay. Well,
It's like really, you're like, what in the world, right? So, I mean, I just gave her what she wanted.
you did what?
I'm sorry, what? You did this?
No, she did this.
What do you mean you gave her what she wanted, though?
She didn't want to be here anymore. And she was miserable. They broke her in pieces. They put her back like it was an amalgamation of other people's skin. She looked like the pieces of the constructs that I put together, except for she had a beating heart, one that wasn't powered by steam and the hissing and
When you have an episode, Murph, when you get real bad, what if we let you do what you wanted to do? What if a doctor had given me something like that? When I wanted to die, I never would have known Ginger. I never would have met either of you. None of this would have happened. Maybe that would have been better. Maybe you're right. Maybe we
it
all
would have
should have
been your
died when we wanted to.
it would have been your choice. It's not that I would want this for her. I don't want that for her, but it's what she wanted. How are you going to deny somebody their right to go in on their terms?
Holly, Dr.
Oh, God,
Murphy,
Mitch. God dang it.
feelings are rising up. You know how to settle them. That siren's call. Do you take it?
You know, Murph, when you get like this, you're a real bitch. And Jess is just gonna kind of turn around. Just to take a step back, and you can see her like just breathing. Big deep breaths.
What if it was Ginger? What if we'd walked up and it was Ginger?
Ruby, Ginger wouldn't do that.
No.
What if
they did? What if he did? What if that architect did what they did to Emma to Ginger?
Would you want Ginger to live through that, though?
Would you have let her die? Would you have let her kill herself?
I wouldn't have helped.
God damn it.
All right, you don't take it.
Oh.
You're feeling it. You're feeling all of it. You look down at Emma and you have committed the greatest taboo in society, which is to take a life. Some might view it as a mercy. Others might have different opinions. But there is something that the Citadel will always do, and that will keep a person alive, no matter what. Even if their daily life is filled with excruciating pain. Because as long as the flesh moves, it can produce work. And no matter what these two say, that foundation in your head, maybe you could see down the line Emma being used. Sometimes people take pieces in other ways over years, and the damage isn't as obvious. But you swallow all that, and you take it down, and you feel that little bit of distance become a chasm between you and the other two. And the snow just kind of wraps Emma in a blanket. It's a still form almost. It's swallowed up by the earth around her. Gazing out into the distance, smoke rises. Chimneys, heat, the sound of people. Clutched underneath the pillowcase where Emma used to sleep. Folded over and over again and torn in some places when it was unfolded with too much excitement, is a little origami bluebird. What was once and still is the best moments of Emma's life. The few moments she shared with Ginger.
Oh my god.
And poetically, it ends with the architect.
Fuck.
So as you guys see this city, the gates before you, and this long road stretched out, carving its way through the forest, what are your thoughts? And these thoughts are what we'll end on for tonight.
Do we all see the bluebird? Or was that just Murph?
That was just for you players.
Ah, fuck. Okay. Oh, good. Just
No.
Kelly gets to hold that.
Exactly. Kelly gets to have that love and knowledge.
Yeah, definitely. Jessica, who was once so who, holds on to that carefreeness, the joy, the thing that, the little things that make her so happy, that make her just forget where she is and kind of nerd out on something. It's a little quieter from now, and she can't quite look at Murph. And then she's just trudging on and hoping that tomorrow will be better. It's gotta be better.
Ruby looks haggard. Her eyes are distant. She's thinking of that poor, defiled young lady laying under the snow. And she too can't look at Murph. her the thought that keeps running through her head, I think, is, you know, you can kind of, if this were a comic book, it would be written in like a whispered text within her brain, but it's like if someone had given me the release when I wanted it, I wouldn't be here anymore. I wouldn't be here either.
Murphy?
Murph, though not entirely like separated from them, like physically, but I mean, there's like physical distance as well as like emotional and mental distance. And she is sitting there and she's like, you know, she has like a a ring on and she is like grinding it essentially into like her palm, you know, and she definitely is like thinking to herself, um you know, sometimes when you have to like do things that you don't want to do and you like have to convince yourself that like what you're doing is the right thing, right? Like we were talking about earlier, being a hero is very subjective, you know, morality and all of that. It's one of those moments where like Murph is like in her mind being like, medically it was the right thing, physically she wouldn't have made it. She's like literally going through like a mental checklist of why this was the right choice, why this like had to happen, why it wasn't murder and hate or crime or negativity, that it was mercy. And she is looking rough. She's crying, but they're real quiet, like just absolute silent, like nothing else, just tears just coming down very slowly. Like she hates that she betrayed wives.
And we'll go back. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, said she just hates it. Like it's literally besides the checklist, it's the next thing. It like pops up every other thought, you know.
You want to take a hit?
No, I don't. But I'm gonna have to.
Mitch, you're
one
such a
hit.
pill pusher.
I know.
One hit. Look, one hit. Play that card if you don't want it.
And it has to be a heart.
If you're
Is
not
it
trained.
in what is it? What is okay? Is it what is it? Firmness? What is it?
Mm-hmm.
Rude. Okay. Empathy.
Not empathy.
Okay. I can't do anything.
All
So
right.
I'm going to take them pills because I don't want to feel anything. It becomes, it becomes too much, honestly. The betrayal, the look that Ruby shot her was like a dagger in her chest. And Jessica called her a bitch. She was like, oh, okay, there's a line I've crossed, like, for her as well. Like,
Yeah, I think it's reminiscent of the Citadel moment when you felt that shame.
mhm.
But instead of your two wives protecting you, you're alone. And so
Go
yeah,
self-medicate.
you swallow. Go ahead and draw 3 cards.
Okay.
And then resistance. 2 consequences.
Oh no, what are they?
They're not going to affect you mechanically. I will say
Oh.
that.
Oh my god. Resistance, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Rude. Okay. Don't want them. I don't want them. I'm already pretty broken as a human, even at my best.
All
So.
So you eliminate one of the consequences.
Mhm.
So it won't be as bad.
Great.
But looking at the citadel that you're approaching, the snow falling, you think back, I think, instinctually to the memories that bring you joy. You know, seeing Ginger come into the house with like a living bug or a butterfly, and so excited that you have to kind of be like, okay, chill out, because you might kill it. Like, just turn it back a notch. Or those like few tender moments under the sheets in a cool autumn night, in between Ruby and Jessica, probably the safest you'll ever feel. That moment that you remember is gone. You don't remember it anymore. You can think of it conceptually. You know that it happened. But the feeling of safety and protection just dissolves. But at least that shame and that depression has been pushed down for the time being. So we will end on the same words by Elisabetta Gori. I want to write all of this because many things will change tomorrow, and I need to know that a testimony from the before will remain, a testimony from a version of myself that could still choose to step back and screw it up. I don't know what will happen tomorrow, but I think there needs to be an account of how things went, of how we came to this, and why we made the choices we made. So yeah. Episode 2, Flowers That Hide the Mud. Good job, everyone.
On that uplifting note.
Love that for me and my wives.
Yeah, that was super great. One of us is a murderer.
Oh
You
my
know.
god.
Assisted suicider. Oh my god. I'm sorry, but like the scene of the snow falling over Emma, like that one hurt. Okay, well, so join us next week. Next Monday where we can do this again.
I know you're raring to come back and be emotionally
Right, everybody
traumatized
is
again.
ready.
I mean, everyone needs an excuse to eat their feelings, and here it is. We're here
Exactly.
to give
And
you.
it'll just keep going up, okay?
We're
The
givers.
heat will rise. We're about to go to the Citadel.
Oh my
Ronan
God.
gets it. Ronan gets it. Kavorkter. I
Oh, there
messaged
you
Mitch
go.
and was like, "Can we like Dr. Kavorky in this?" And he was
I
like,
was like, who
"What?"
is that?
Oh my God.
Oh.
Oh.